Transform has got a kind of nifty pro tip that I want to show you, and I used to do design for a scrapbook company where patterns were something that I had to deal with frequently, and this kind of saved my bacon on more than one occasion. So here I have a layer that's just black. It's got a black ring, the center is empty, and I'm going to, I think, size this down a little and reduce the opacity just a tiny bit. Okay. So first step, set up your first layer. The next thing to do is hit Command J, which will jump a copy of the layer, Command T to transform, and then move your object and hit Enter. Then you'll hold down the short key command, Command Option Shift. So you're holding down all three of those modifiers, and then push the letter T, and you'll notice that you get a new layer, new copy, and T again. And what it'll do, it'll make a new layer and make that same transformation every time you push T, just out into infinity until you're done. Once I've done that portion, I can select all those layers I just made and then hit Command E or right click and choose Merge. So now I'm back to just having one element. So I'm going to do the same thing again. I've got my layer set up. I'm going to hit Command J to duplicate, Command T, and then move it however far I want that to move, and push Enter. And now I can hit Command Option Shift, hold those three down, and push T multiple times, and just kind of see what cool pattern can come up. You never quite know what will happen. And that's how that trick works, which is a lot of fun. So that's sort of the obvious application of a simple repeating pattern. I use it a lot anytime I have to do dots, for example. So Command J to duplicate, transform, move it, and then Command Option Shift T as many times as I need to. This is useful because I can actually create a pattern pretty quickly. So I'm going to hit transform, and this time for stagger what I need to have is just this piece is my first element, so I'm going to flatten those two layers together, and this is the one that I would do my transform repeat. So copy, Command J, Command T, move, I'm holding down Shift so it moves straight down, and then Command Shift Option T. So I think you get how that works. Here's a trick that someone I know really likes to do. It will do whatever your transform is, so it doesn't actually have to be just straight across or straight down. If I, let's see, I'm going to reduce the opacity, it looks a little cooler in this instance. If I hit Command J and transform, but instead of just moving it to the side, if I move my rotation point, rotate it a little bit, and then do my Command Option Shift T, I can get a circle pattern, which is kind of nifty. You can do your Command J, Command T, and when you rotate also shrink it just a little bit, and then you'll end up with this diminishing spiral pattern. So this is kind of a cool effect. It takes a little bit of playing to figure out what you can do with it, and obviously depending what shape you're using, you could get totally different effects out of it. But yeah, so that's my pro tip on cool transforming tricks. Command J to duplicate your layer, Command T to transform, and then after you make that initial transform, hold down Command Option Shift and hit T as many times as you want.